This Gabriel Martinelli situation is being blown so out of proportion. I cannot even deal with it. No, like it's crazy, bro. It's giving rival fans the ability to latch on, call Arsenal as a club disgraceful, say their fans are awful, say we're like a hateful, negative, like disgusting club, and it's awful. It's awful.
Welcome to the pod, everybody. Welcome to the pod.
So stupid.
So you think it was completely accidental from Gabriel Martinelli?
No, let's not put words in my mouth now. It clearly wasn't accidental.
No, I mean like he didn't realize the injury, the gravity.
1,000%. He's not a bad person. No, I don't think any footballer, bar like Neil Mopai, would do something like that. I don't understand why we're not looking at the context of the entire event. 94th minute, Arsenal want to win the game. He doesn't see Connor Bradley go down. He's looking at the ball. Bradley kind of nudges back onto the pitch. He's clearly going to think that like he's wasting time, that he wants to get the draw because Arsenal going to get the ball back. The time's running out. So he pushes him off the pitch, and I get it. He shouldn't have done that, but context matters in this situation.
Yeah, I think the things that you're listing, the context, the heat of the moment thing, like I think these are actually more reasons why Gabriel Martinelli may have more credence to the fact that he did actually do it on purpose. Because you're listing things that make the situation more emotional, that actually makes me think that Martinelli did it on purpose more. Like
what?
I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. I think the people calling Martinelli, like, I think his actions are disgraceful. I think him as a person, this isn't much of a reflection off. I genuinely think any competitive, emotional footballer in that moment is susceptible to that kind of reaction that Martinelli had. And the fans there in the stadium could hear Connor Bradley scream as his knee tears to shreds. And I think Gabriel Martinelli, no matter heat of the moment or anything, should have heard that as well. I think any footballer can recognize when a player is just down on the ground.
Oh my God.
Diving, simulating. And there's a complete difference when somebody is yelping in excruciating pain.
Oh my God. Arne Slot literally accentuated the point. He said that it's a problem with football in general, that there's too many people who pretend to be injured to waste time in the game. He said that himself.
I agree.
So he said Martinelli's not a bad person. Like he knows, he doesn't know him, but he seems like a nice guy, and any player would have done the same thing. He's not a bad person.
I'm not saying Gabriel Martinelli's a bad person.
No, but I'm not even saying like this happens in a game. This happens in a game. You were getting mad at me earlier for Martinelli, or you were getting mad at Martinelli earlier for throwing the ball at Bradley in that play too. When Haaland did it last year, you were laughing. I remember you were actually on Haaland's side as part of the game.
Because the context was way different.
Oh, so now we're talking about context. Now we can have context in the picture. But before you're taking the context saying that in the heat of the moment, he'd want to injure a person. That's what you're saying? Instead of trying to get the ball and get on with play, he'd rather injure a person more because he knows that he's down and hurt?
When Haaland threw the ball at Gabriel last year, it was after City was it equalized the game or won the game against Arsenal? And he's running back to the center circle and throwing the ball at Gabriel's head. The other one is Connor Bradley has just probably torn his ACL.
Which he doesn't know. He doesn't know that. No one knows what happens.
He's in excruciating pain. Yeah,
and Martinelli doesn't think that. He doesn't think that. It's the heat of the moment. Like, if you can't understand.
I don't know if he doesn't think that.
Oh, my God. Well, then, you know what? Have your opinion. Like, I guess Arsenal are just a satanic club, and they just hate everyone else, and they want to injure their way to a title. Is that what it is?
That.
That's what you're saying right now. You think Martinelli, in the span of the span of the 10 seconds that the ball's kicked out of play and he goes and grabs it and tries to throw it at Connor Bradley and push him back off of the field, you think he's thinking about injuring him more? That's what he's thinking about?
He's walking by Connor Bradley as like 3 or 4 other Liverpool players are coming to console him because I think everybody on that pitch can realize what is happening and the gravity of that situation.
And you've never seen someone pretend to be injured and players surround them, and then 2 seconds later, they get off the pitch because they have to get treatment, and then they come back on. You've never seen that happen before, Julian?
I've seen that happen, but there's a reaction that you could tell is happening when somebody is simulating, and there's a reaction that you could tell when somebody goes down. No contact, Blake. No contact. If they had a coming together and Connor Bradley went down and he's trying to get a foul for something on Martinelli, then I kind of understand it more. But the fact he just went down like nothing happened, and then the way he was screaming, like there's this video of like the sideline and you could hear the yell.
All right.
And you could tell. And Gabriel Martinelli is looking at it for a good 5 seconds as he's walking over past the touchline. And then he throws the ball down. And then it's another 10 or 15 seconds as more Liverpool players are
10
gathering.
or 15 seconds.
That
Wow,
he
okay.
then
All right.
pushes Connor Bradley over the sideline. So I think, like, of course, hear the moment, everything, like, honestly, like the true honesty of this is that only Gabriel Martinelli himself knows whether the situation was on purpose or accidental. But the very least you could say is something that I've always been saying, is that Gabriel Martinelli has the football IQ of a toothpick.
See, and there you go. And there you go. Like every other rival fan, you take it one step. It's not just about him as a person. Now, as a footballer, he's an idiot. Then you take it too far. That's where it gets annoying.
I think
this has become a site for rival fans to latch on to Arsenal fans and Arsenal players and criticize them for stuff that doesn't even have to do with what's happening. Now you're talking about his football IQ because apparently you can't tell that Connor Bradley's injured because apparently the Premier League employs professional actors and footballers.
He let emotions get the best of him.
Oh my God. Like unbelievable. I swear to God, sometimes talking to you about stuff like this is just, it's impossible, man. Like,
Would you have done the same
have
thing
no
if you
leeway.
were Gabriel Martinelli?
Dude,
in that
maybe.
situation?
Have you not been playing dodgeball and gotten heated and yelled and said something stupid? You have. But of course, that's not going to be in your mind right now because
Some
it's the
players get more
Arsenal.
heated than others, specifically in
God.
dodgeball. We know that.
No, I'm not on your side. I'm not on your side.
Okay.
I'm not on your side
I'm
right
just
now.
saying we know people that would be more
Yeah,
susceptible to
exactly.
doing that.
And it happens. Like, what about when, like, I don't know, like someone's gotten like trotted on, like when like
Ibrahimovic stepped on someone's
yeah,
head.
or like
Yeah,
Romero like goes into a challenge late, but it doesn't end up in an injury.
Yep.
Like we don't talk about those situations because no one's actually hurt. That doesn't mean there isn't malicious intent. If you think there's malicious intent in this scenario here, I don't know what game you're watching. I don't know who you think Martinelli
No one's
is.
saying anything about malicious intent. Malicious intent
So
is
then,
when you're...
so then I don't see what the problem is. He apologized. He was in the wrong.
Like, malicious intent would be like we're trying to get him a red card. Like, no one's saying Gabriel Martinelli deserves a red card.
He's
for
in the
doing that.
wrong. I've seen people say
It's
that.
just
but-
morally, like, that's just such a stupid thing to do in that scenario.
Yeah, it was dumb and he was wrong. But like, it's just doesn't need to be this scrutinized, in my opinion. But we should move on, unless you have anything else to say.
Well, let's talk about the actual game. Let's talk about the actual game. How, like, Liverpool, Arsenal, most boring game of the season so far. Do you take the point? Are you upset with the point?
The point is totally fine. If you
It's
told
6
me,
points still, yeah.
yeah, 6-point lead. If you told me that in the summer, 6-point lead going into the 17 games left into the season, I would have shook your hand and said that's a fantastic place to be. I do think it's telling, though. You're gonna hate this narrative again. Victor Gyokeres comes off in the 60th minute, and what happens? The game is kind of edging Liverpool's way already. I'm not going to deny that. But it fully swings into Liverpool's direction when Victor Gyokeres is taken off the pitch. And this is another example
Victor
that
Gyokeres.
I've said multiple times, and I'm giving you evidence. I'm giving you evidence. No. But you laugh, and I've told you so many times.
Victor Gyokeres was the lowest rated player on that pitch.
Bro, and again, now we're talking about fault mob scores, so you're
Which you've been
becoming
sending to the
everything
group
you
chat
think.
every time whenever Verts puts up a subpar one.
I've never sent a fault mob score to the group chat, by the way. Never. I just need to look at his goal tally and his contributions, and that's all that needs to be said.
Actually, we can talk a little
It is
bit
a
about
literal fact. It is a fact. Arsenal concede more goals when Victor Gyokeres is off. Their game plan shifts when Victor Gyokeres is off. And in this game in particular, while the halftime interval Arsenal didn't come out of the halftime interval as they should have. They definitely took a step back. They were a little more passive. When Victor Gyokeres came off, absolutely.
Okay.
The swing of the momentum changed.
So how exactly does Victor Gyokeres contribute to the defense?
I wish it's not the defense. I said
like the solidity of the team, like the system.
because what they try to do with him there, which they're not even doing effectively yet. There was a Zubamendi ball that should have been played in right before the end of halftime. Easy through ball. They don't look for him. They're not used to playing with a striker that has that like get in behind instinct. They're just not. They're not used to it, and they still are continuously denying him opportunities.
Fair.
He's not. We said this at the very beginning. He's not like a on the wing, cross it in. That's not the type of player he is. He's not a hold-up. He is a get-in-behind, which doesn't really fit. And if you want to take it back to the summer and say the recruitment strategy for Gyokeres, he's not the right fit for this team, you guys outlined that. We probably outlined that. And I'm sure Mikel Arteta knows that as well. And so does the board. But he's our player now, so you have to find a way to utilize his strengths. When he's in the pitch, clearly the emphasis on pressing, the emphasis on keeping the ball, and the emphasis on winning the game is there. When Victor Gyokeres is on the pitch, there's no doubt that they're going for the game. Gabriel Jesus comes on, whether it's a mental thing, whether it's an instruction from Mikel Arteta, there is a change in emphasis on how Arsenal play. It's about protecting instead of going for it. And I think that's evident in the many games that Gabriel Jesus comes on, not against Villa. That's the only exception. And you see the results.
But how are you more solid with Gyokeres there?
I just told you the emphasis the emphasis of the team is on going forward and attacking. He doesn't have to touch the ball 20 million times to have an effect on the team. If instead of like running the channels down the center, allowing for more wing play, Gabriel Jesus is dropping deep, meaning the two center backs, Van Dijk and Konate, they don't have to track Gabriel Jesus all the way into the midfield. They can just do their thing. That means the fullbacks don't have to be as wary of the wingers because they're spread out more. They're not centralized. They're not tensed up. So there isn't as much wing play needed to cover from a Liverpool perspective, from an opposing perspective. I think Victor Gyokeres does a lot of good things. Does he need to do better? Yes. Absolutely. He needs to score. At some point, you need to find a way to score. But the service he's getting is not good enough. Arsenal in the second half weren't good enough. Liverpool defended well. Like, it's as simple as that. But a point in this game is fine enough to take for me. I'll take it.
Hey, man. So you're just saying that any striker can be in that position and all they have to do is run the channels?
No,
I'm
I'm
not
not
saying they're having the same impact. That
No,
Gyokeres
because
is
like,
having.
why all of a sudden, like, sure, City are like not as good, I guess, and you can like, you know what, if you want to chalk up where Arsenal are in their league positioning right now to City being garbage, Liverpool falling off, the rest of the big six having terrible years, do that.
Yeah.
So sure, do that.
But I also think you're a good team. You're very worthy of a title.
Sure, but go ahead and do that. From my perspective, the team that's put on the pitch every day is doing a job. There's been times where we've had like passengers, like
Victor Gyokeres right now.
No, I don't think he's a passenger.
You don't think he's a passenger?
No, I've said that. I'll say this every week. Like, until we're losing game after game after game, how am I gonna shit on the guy when we're winning? Like, I know we didn't win today, but it's still a net positive result, technically. Sorry. Want to talk about net? It's a net neutral. Okay, great. We're still 6 points clear.
So he's a passenger?
No. Then the whole team was passengers today because no one did anything.
I mean,
like, you
half an hour to go.
like, probably, sorry.
You're trying to win the game, right?
Yeah.
And you take your striker off.
Yeah. And again, maybe that's on Arteta, like, for not keeping him on longer. Like, that clearly could, like, you're talking about Gabriel Jesus. Oh my God, Gabriel Jesus has one goal back, and I know he's on the bench, but he started a game in the Carabao Cup against, was it Newcastle that we played? He did not play well.
Are you talking last season?
No, this season. He started a game in the Carabao Cup when we went to
Against
penalties.
Palace?
Against Crystal Palace. He didn't play
Gotcha.
well. No one's talking about that because it's not the fun narrative to push.
7.0 on FOMO.
Oh, wow.
I'm kidding.
But it's not the fun. Like, again, the media, especially sport media, is controlled by these narratives that get clicks, that get headlines. Victor Gyokeres is a headline. Florian Wirtz was a headline. Was I too harsh on him? Absolutely I was, but it was fun. What you guys and no one else of the rival committee will admit is that Victor Gyokeres does positive things for this Arsenal team. Is it always scoring? No, but the team is winning for the most part.
I think you're just listing normal things that a striker does, whether they're playing good or bad.
So why didn't Gabriel?
And if that's the case, then you might as well have brought up a
it's
striker
not.
from your academy.
But
to do those
it's
things.
that type of striker. Gabriel Jesus does not apply the same pressure.
But so
the same
Victor Gyokeres is a traditional striker.
Yeah.
But you haven't had a traditional striker in a couple of years. So obviously when you bring in a traditional striker, you're going to play a little bit differently.
Yeah, and
of course.
And we still haven't gotten that play style right yet.
I'm just saying, if you just want a traditional striker to play different, then you didn't have to spend all that money on Victor
Great,
Gyokeres.
but we did. So let's make it
The
work.
fact of the matter is that you brought in Victor Gyokeres to do a job, which is score goals, and he hasn't been doing his job right.
Sure, and I agree he needs to score more. I also can agree that, and I also can say that he's still doing things well for the team.
You also said that Gabriel Jesus only has one goal. I would also like to put forward the own goal that won you the game against Wolverhampton. It was basically his goal.
So now,
basically
all right, this is crazy. Now,
But he has
now. So when own goals fit your narrative, it's his goal. That's what you're telling me.
Didn't you celebrated like it was his goal?
Yeah, because I thought it was his. It's an own goal. Like own goal is an own goal. Like this is a crazy.
He's been outshining his replacement when he has stepped onto the pitch.
Outshining is a strong statement. I do not want him starting. Kai Havertz maybe can get a shot, but like Victor Gyokeres needs to keep starting games.
Hey man, I want to give a shout out to Jamie Carragher, who at the start of the season had a hot take that you would buy Gyokeres and then by March time, he's not even starting for you guys anymore, or you realize that you're better with a Havertz or somebody in. That's a fantastic
clearly we're not
take.
better. Clearly we're not better with an Havertz as of right now, or Gabriel Jesus, because when last year, with all our injuries and everything, we weren't better. And also, let's have this conversation. Availability can be a fantastic trait. You want to know what's better than playing a center mid at striker? An actual striker. Because we're still winning games. Our actual strikers aren't hurt for half the season, not have an ACL tear for a whole season. Availability still counts.
Yes or no, Victor Gyokeres is a flop?
No. What? No. We're calling flops 5 months into the season now? Talk to me at the end of the year. Talk to me 2 months into it.
Yes or no, Florian Wirtz is a flop?
No, bro. No one's a flop yet. Have either of them performed to what they should be? No. Can you agree?
Yes.
There you go. Liverpool defended well though. They defended well. They deserve credit. At the end of the day, it's a positive result, I think, for both sides in a sense. And Arsenal held Liverpool to not having a shot on target for the first time in 16 years or something crazy like that.
Damn.
Their defense is still absolutely solid.
Damn.
Which is nice to see. But yeah, the lack of attacking prowess and intensity in the second half was concerning. And I don't know if that was Arteta or just the players in general, but it was concerning.
Valid. Very valid. Yeah, this game was an absolute snooze fest, so I don't know if there's anything much else to say about this game. I think the Martinelli thing was just
the headline for sure.
The headline for sure, and I see why. I think it's also the fact. I think why it's been talked about so much is also because the game was so boring. There's very little to talk about when it comes to that game.
That's fair.
Anyways, let's move on to some more entertaining games because we had Real Madrid against Atleti yesterday, and there's a lot to talk about. Mm-hmm. It was the semifinal of the Spanish Super Cup in Saudi Arabia, because I love modern football.
Right.
And Real
Who would
Madrid,
have thought?
And Real Madrid came up 2-1 winners. I don't know if you saw the headlines too, but there was also a whole conversation.
The Vini headlines?
The Vini headlines.
Yeah, I did see that. Bro, it's not a day in Real Madrid land without Vinicius Jr. causing some absolute drama. It wasn't him specifically this time, but kind of. Go ahead.
Diego Simeone. Diego Simeone is out of line again, and I kind of like it this time.
Oh, he likes it. Okay.
I don't know who to hate on. We've been hating on Diego Simeone on this pod. We've been hating on Vinicius Jr. this pod.
Yeah.
And I don't know who to put the blame on here. I think just two hotheads on the sideline giving it the biggin. But basically, I feel bad for Vini at this point. The crowd is 95% Real Madrid fans. It's essentially a home game for Real Madrid. Yeah. And they're cheering all game until Vini comes off and they start booing. And I know it's already in his head, what's going to happen with Xabi Alonso and the new contract and what's happening. And then this motherfucker turns to Diego Simeone. And Diego Simeone goes, oh, do you hear them? Do you hear the boos right now? Do you hear the boos? And then he tells Vini to his face, Florentino Perez is going to kick you out in the summer. Remember this conversation.
Oh. It's kind of aura, bro.
Oh.
It's kind of aura.
You like that from Diego Simeone?
I do, bro. Why can't managers do that? Why not?
I think it's out of line. I think it's a little bit out of line. Again, I think the line has been bent with Diego Simeone because that's just what Diego Simeone does. But, it's just, I don't know, to speak like that to an opponent, I don't know. I never like when managers do it. Except when it's my team.
From a manager perspective, you're probably right. They're supposed to be the leaders of order, and when there is chaos, they're supposed to reel it in. So adding to the chaos is probably not the best idea. But like, imagine like, I don't know, who's a shithouse on that team, like on Atletico Madrid. I don't know.
Take your freaking pick.
Like, I don't even know. Like, imagine like Sorla. Like, Sorla doesn't really jump out at me as a shit house, but like, imagine Koke, been there for a while, captain material, whatever. Imagine he went up to Vini and said that. Like, you'd be like, that's kind of really hilarious.
Yeah.
So like, I get it. Again, from different perspective, the narrative can change a little bit, but yeah. Man, Real Madrid on the pitch do their thing. Do they not?
They did do their thing. They did. Good goal from Rodrigo.
Yeah, man. He had a chance for a couple goals.
He did.
Man, I still almost wish Arsenal would have signed him.
Yeah,
because
he'd be
like
great for you guys.
like
but instead you signed Eze, and
the Eze thing has worked. Like
it worked for one game.
No, he scored the winner against Palace. Scored the assist to Martinelli in the City game that tied the game in the 88th.
Was
minute.
that hey.
Hat trick against Tottenham?
Fair. Then why is he getting benched?
Because he's already played 27 games this season, which is 8 more than he's ever played in his entire career in a season. So let's crush that narrative real quick.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
And he came off the bench in the Liverpool game. And also, he doesn't need to be on the pitch to score goals when we're trying to...
Doesn't need to be on the pitch to score goals?
When we're already up 3-1, 3-2. You want more control. Anyway.
Hey, I'm just saying. You sign him for the here and now. And
right, and he's already benefited Arsenal, and he's not needed at the moment, and that's fine.
Hey, you're just that good, innit?
Sure.
Yeah, Rodrigo, like, this is a rare on his day performance from Rodrigo. He's been a little bit back into it as of late. I think last week he scored his first goal at the Bernabeu in like almost a year.
That's crazy.
Which is ridiculous.
That's crazy. Better than Saka, by the way. Sorry.
I think it tells you like how good players can go to Real Madrid, and in a Galacticos situation, like they're just never, ever, ever. You know, it's awkward to fit. Like, I was thinking about our debate of like the Rodrigo Saka debate. I think if Saka went to Real Madrid, he would struggle a lot. But I think if Rodrigo went to Arsenal, he wouldn't necessarily tear up trees either. Like, I think Rodrigo is best fit for... I think he is fit for like a Real Madrid, but as like the main guy. And I've been saying that for a while, that if he is given those keys, then he could do well. But I don't know. Like, I think we're never, ever going to see Rodrigo in this state leading a team. But he absolutely has the ability to do that. He's just sidelined as like the fourth wheel.
That's fair.
I don't know, man.
That must be tough. And that's always been the issue with this version of the Madrid side. But I mean, like, would you say they're turning a corner?
It's a good question.
It's been a couple decent results. Like, what do you think?
I think a lot of this comes down to Bellingham coming back into form a little bit, and then also the fact that like Mbappe being out can have the paradoxical effect of making Real Madrid better. And that's not saying at all that Mbappe has been a problem. This guy has been on fire for the past year, at least individually. But I think Real Madrid's problem over the last few years has been too many cooks, too many opinions in the dressing room, too many egos to please, too many players that you basically have to fit into a system, too many squares and round pegs or whatever, square pegs and round holes, whatever.
Yeah.
If you take one of those out, it becomes slightly easier to make this whole thing work, to apply an idea, and then those players give a little bit more as well. I've been finding, like, when Bellingham was out, I think when you had Goulet in the team a little bit more, you saw Goulet hit some good form, and then you saw that midfield starting to click a little bit. Again, not saying that Bellingham coming in is like a downgrade necessarily, but it makes things a little bit awkward because Mbappe is going to come back now. Gonzalo Garcia, who's been on fire, is going to be like, well, what the hell? Like, please, like, start me.
I know.
He's
Why do I
demanding more
need to
minutes.
get dropped?
But they're not going to be able to fit him in unless it's garbage time.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to give him significant minutes at all, and then he's going to be unhappy. He's probably been unhappy for most of the season already because he played really well at the Club World Cup, and it hasn't worked out really because what are you supposed to do with all those players you're supposed to?
I mean,
fit
and then
in one
it brings you
system?
back to your point. Vinny's causing all this drama. Sell him, Mbappe left wing. There's your solution.
Who would buy Vinicius Jr.?
That's a great question.
Because I'm trying to picture him in another team. And
I literally see him as a United player.
don't scare
Like I
me,
do.
bro.
Like I'm not like it's
Don't scare me, bro.
No, but it's like the perfect like United would splash the money to get Vinny because he'd bring so much like hype and like clout to that club. So that your owners would be like, that's a great way to like re-inject some excitement, maybe reinvest some money into the club with all the shirt sales.
Oh,
can you not see it happening
bro.
though? Can you not see it happening?
I see it happening with Chelsea.
That too. Actually, that's probably a little more real.
Chelsea, I see it more.
I just don't see him in blue. It doesn't make sense to me.
I kind of get that too.
You know what I mean?
Like,
I can see him in a Manchester United shirt. I can't see him in a Chelsea shirt. But Chelsea as a fit makes more sense.
with how badly the Madrid fans have been treating Vini, is there a world where he would ever be like, fuck it, I'm going to Barca?
Bro, pull like a Figo thing.
But then I don't think the Barca fans would want him either.
No, I don't know.
So-
He's in a weird position. Or like Vini, although his, antics with his personality can be quite scrutinized, I think he really does love football. I think he does.
I would agree.
I don't think he would be a Saudi guy unless he really has to. Like eventually, probably. Right now,
bro, with Vini, it's like he's completed football at Real Madrid.
yeah, I know.
He needs
maybe go
on
Saudi. Yeah.
maybe go Saudi. And a lot of players have been going to Saudi for a year and then coming back.
I mean, I guess Neymar did it, and we were all like, "Damn!" But Neymar was Neymar at Vinny's level when he went to Saudi? No, Neymar was on the decline.
He was
Like the best player to go to Saudi in their prime, not John Duran, because me and Miles were right on that one, maybe. But like, who is the best player to go to Saudi like at their prime, considering everyone's prime? Considering everyone's age and their ability when they went to Saudi, who's the best player in that bracket?
I'm just gonna start listing players.
Okay.
Ruben Neves,
Pretty
Sergej
solid.
Milinkovic-Savic, João Felix. There was like a youngster that went. I think John Duran is in that conversation as well. Inigo Martinez came off a great season with Barcelona and then went Saudi.
Like I feel like Milinkovic-Savic is probably a good one.
Karim Benzema had just won the Ballon d'Or and then went to Saudi.
Oh, actually, that's probably the best one.
yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the best one. Is he? Wait, Benzema, he retired, right? Yeah.
No, he's still playing, dude.
No way. What?
See, I'm trying to like list players like off the top of my head, but it's really hard because like you
Benz-
literally forget these players exist.
That's what I'm saying. Like Benzema's like
When
still
they go.
playing. Benzema, that's crazy, bro. His stats for Madrid: 648 goals, 354. Or so. Oh my god, 648 games, 354 goals. This guy scored out of a goal every 2 games.
Yeah,
Disgusting.
I know, and he was hated for most of his time there.
Yeah, he was like, talk about scrutinized Vinny. This guy was scrutinized, bro.
There's a level where you're at Real Madrid and it's just gonna happen.
Yeah, fact.
Naturally.
Yeah, fact.
But I think in Benzema's situation, it was the fact that like you're next to Cristiano fucking Ronaldo. He's gonna make any partner look bad.
Yeah, facts.
And then Gareth Bale came in. Gareth Bale was really good at Real Madrid for a couple of years, and then Benzema was kind of like the ugly duckling, kind of. But then when those two left, man, did he pick it up?
Yeah, bro.
Ivan Toney is another one that went to
That
Saudi.
is a good one.
Extenuating circumstances with the whole ban thing.
Yeah, I did see a post about Brentford strikers. It was like Brentford strikers in the last, 5.
dude.
It was like
True.
Ollie Watkins, Ivan Toney, and Burmo,
Igor Thiago now.
Igor Thiago. Then Mopai was in that list, and I was like, he scored. I guess he scored goals when it mattered, kind of. But yeah, I think I'm missing one more. But yeah, they've like had a crazy run of strikers.
Yeah, they have. Do you think Igor Thiago makes it in the Brazil team?
I don't know if Ancelotti would pick him. I think he obviously deserves to start because like the whole thing about him being a pen merchant, like he kind of is, but he can finish, man. Like he can freaking finish.
I don't think he really can finish.
You don't think so?
I think Igor Thiago is one of the most overrated players in the world right now.
Damn. All right.
Igor Thiago, I think, is on a crazy heater. Of course, like the highest scoring Brazilian in Premier League history, and we're 21 games into the goddamn season. But I think he's been extremely overrated. I think he doesn't really convert most of the chances he gets. And I know that from like watching him as like an FPL asset. Like I think like he started the season as kind of like really, really shoddy.
Yeah.
Like I think there was 1 or 2 times where he had a penalty, he missed the penalty and then just followed up on the rebound. And then like he would have these instances where like he would miss some really, really good chances and then score like the flukiest of goals. It's just in the last couple of games where I think he's really hit his stride. And Brentford's hit his stride, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like Kevin Shada's coming off a hat trick in the past couple of
I
weeks.
know.
as well.
Shada's like shot up, bro. I mean, I said this about yeah. I said this about Duran and I got flamed. So like I think purple patches exist, bro. Like that's how like
No, but Duran showed a lot more technical quality than Igor Thiago.
You can
is
say
right
that.
now.
I
Bro,
mean,
Igor Thiago rounded the keeper this past week. That's the most technically adept thing I've ever seen him do.
bro, but like what? That was a good goal though.
It's a traditional striker goal.
Yeah.
Like fine, like that's average Chris Wood goal, I guess. I don't know, but like, bro, John Duran was scoring from like 30 yards, top left corner on Manuel Neuer. Like this guy was a fucking player coming on and replaced Ollie Watkins, who at that time was like probably the most informed striker in the Premier League.
Yeah, fair.
So I don't know, and there's the age factor as well.
Yeah.
How old is Igor Thiago? Let me look that up because he looks about 37.
28, I'm guessing.
24. Oh,
Ooh,
shit, he is young.
he's
Damn.
young.
Damn, bro. How is this man born in 2001? Wow.
Wait, what?
Wow. This
Oh my
man
God.
Born in 2001.
West Ham signed. Did you see? Oh yeah, that Castellanos guy.
Yeah, I saw that. I think we talked about
We
this
talked
last
about
week.
it last week,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. West Ham are making some big transfer moves, and God, those are gonna flop.
Bro, they are okay. I don't know if this is real, but on Fault Mob it says they spent 23 million on Pablo from Hill Vicente. His market value is 1.8.
We're listening to Fatma now.
Now we are. When it works for my narrative, we are. I don't know, man. West Ham are going down. It's kind of sad, but
I mean, the loss to Nottingham Forest they had kind of solidified it.
like it's bad over here. Like the bottom 3 is set, bro.
I think it is.
It's set. So you're like, okay, so Wolves are Wolves. Like they need to win pretty much every game, sure. Burnley and West Ham are in the same spot essentially. And like big point for Burnley on the weekend. Shout out the Clarets, dude. Shout out to Clarets, dude.
Fuck's sake.
Which we can go to now if you want to. But like, yeah, the bottom 3 is disgracefully bad. Disgracefully. And each of the bottom 3, West Ham have Tottenham, Burnley have Liverpool, and Wolves have Newcastle next weekend. So, yikes.
Yeah, we can go to Burnley. We can go to United. We have not potted officially since the big news.
Oh, fuck. I should have brought a song. No, nothing will beat the Eric Ten Hag sacking. Nothing will beat the Eric Ten Hag sacking. It was so perfect. It was perfect.
I think the Eric Ten Hag sacking was a lot more justified than this one.
Oh, 100%. Well, this one was a sacking because he like called out the board, rightfully so. But like, this is what happens, I guess.
I'm so mad at the whole situation.
It's like, what's it called? It's what's the political way of running a country with like the head? It's a dictatorship football.
Look, whenever you're talking shit about your employer, the person that's paying you, it's probably not going to end well. Enzo Maresca learned that the hard way. Ruben Amorim learned that the hard way. Many managers before have learned that the hard way. If you give them an excuse to sack you, they will pull the trigger, especially in this new model of football where they want to be in control of recruitment and nobody else. Listen. I don't know what to say.
Same as always, honestly.
We have
Shout out Sesko.
We have once again sacked a manager without backing him properly. And it gets more and more reckless by the manager. And I'm so shocked to see the narratives after the Burnley game being dead silent. I have not seen any pundits
that's fair.
come out criticizing Jason Wilcox, Omar Barada, Christopher Vavell. Nothing. If Amorim was at the helm for a 2-2 draw at Burnley, the pitchforks would be out.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the system isn't working. We're wasting talent. This manager is out of his depth. He needs to go. He is ruining Man United in front of our eyes. That manager leaves. We need a little bit of DNA in the team, says Gary Neville. Darren Fletcher takes the helm. And look what happens. I'm not even saying that we look that bad. There seemed to be, the exact same problems.
Yeah.
We created chances going forward. Bruno was playing a little bit more advanced, but Bruno had been getting assists and goals before he got injured. He's now getting them after he got injured. Bruno making chances is going to be a constant, no matter whether he's playing the 8 or the 10. So let's not pretend that, him playing in the 10 is like an absolute masterclass as it comes to chance creation. It's the same issues now. We have no problem creating chances. We're one of the best teams in the league this season at doing that. But we leak goals like a sieve, and we have a black hole in our midfield. And we have 2 CDMs with the technical ability of a bedroom drawer. There's nothing there. And it's defensive errors and it's lapses in concentration. It's the exact same thing. Nothing changes. You can change the formation. You could tweak this person to play slightly wider. You can change to a back 4. I don't give a damn. Our problems went so much more beyond that. And the people that were... Man, the people celebrating the Amorim sacking are just... they're dead wrong. They're dead wrong. The thing with Amorim was everybody points to the record. Everybody says this guy had lost so many games with United. Like this team had reached rock bottom under his tenure. That was going to happen no matter who he brought in. It's going to happen no matter who he brought in. When we sacked Erik ten Hag, us as Manchester United fans sat down and went with, you know what? We need to tear it all down. Marcus Rashford, Alejandro Garnacho, Casemiro even, Harry Maguire, damn near half the freaking team. A lot of those guys still here, by the way. We all came to the conclusion that, okay, even if Erik ten Hag isn't the right man, we need to get rid of a lot of these bad apples, a lot of these players, and then we could start really rebuilding in the summer. So all of us were like, let's just give Amorim this season to get himself embedded in, and then we'll start judging from August onwards. August happened. Of course, the season is a little bit rocky at times, and then you start seeing all the records and the media narratives and the pushing and the beefs with certain journalists and ex-players, like hating on a manager being there that they don't know or recognize or can relate to. They were pushing everything. Oh, he's had the worst start to a Man United. No shit. We are the worst Man United team in Premier League history. We are. This man will come out every week and speak facts. And all of us were like, you know what? If the football is bad, then let's wait until the end of the season to see if anything gets better. Like,
I mean,
if it came to that, then fair. That's one thing. Fair enough. Completely. But one, I think the job that Ruben Amorim was doing, highly underrated. Two, I don't know how anybody can look at the reason he was sacked and justify this entire situation with whatever narrative they want to push. I don't care, bro. Yeah. Certain guys that were celebrating this Amorim sacking were also calling for him to be sacked in May. In May, dude. Come on. There's such a lack of long-term vision, and I think that was kind of the thing that was pushing this. Like, the reason Ruben Amorim got sacked was, one, he was beefing with the board, who themselves have a lot of question marks around their ability, and two, they're banking on the fact that we bring in an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or somebody that will raise the morale of the dressing room for 6 months, try to get a manager's bounce, try to push for top 4 this season so we don't have another season of no European football, so that the club is more safe financially.
And European football is still very much on the cards. It's not far off at all.
Yes.
So again, like, the manager thing is unfortunate because of the dictatorship like way that your club is run. So that's why it's unfortunate. But I mean, like, when it comes to these scenarios, like, you just have to, like, just hug it. Like, that's all you can do as a fan, is you just sit there and hug it and, like, hope for the best. Ollie will maybe come in and go on a good run of form. I have no idea. Probably not. It's just funny to watch. And you know what? It's funny to watch the manager fiasco, but, like, it's almost getting sad, like, the performances. The stupid hair guy, United Strand, was looking at this run of fixtures, was like, guys, I'm cutting my hair. Bro, it's like week after week. It started with, okay, Newcastle win 1-0. Fantastic. Then it was Wolves, and it was like, all right, like, we're going to win Wolves. Okay, you draw at Wolves, whatever. It could have been like just a slip up. Then Leeds, oh, you draw that as well. Then Burnley comes along. You just fired your manager. Maybe something's going to change. Another draw. But Shesko source Q. So there you go.
I will get to Cisco as well, but I will just say first.
Shut up, Burnley.
Bringing in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is baffling, and it is a stab in the back to what United committed to from the day we sacked Ole. We said in that moment, this is a long-term project, and also, like, I will just say, like, everybody praises Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's record as an interim manager for Man United. Oh my God, he got 12 wins, 3 draws, 1 loss. Like, his record is immaculate. He's going to come in and he's going to do a masterclass with this team. And he might well do that because he's just vibes. He's just get the morale up and
he does his job, bro.
Go out there and express yourselves, lads, at least as an interim. But the team that Ole went on that run with had just finished the previous season on 81 points in second place. You had Paul Pogba, Ander Herrera, Nemanja Matic, not Bruno, but Romelu Lukaku, Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial. Like, these are excellent names, especially in attack that you had at your disposal, all of whom pretty much were unhappy and wanted the previous guy gone. So there was never any doubt that coming in and telling the boys to go out there and express themselves is going to work, because look at the boys that you had that you had at your fingertips.
Yeah.
Like, if anybody thinks that he's going to come in and do the same thing with this current crop of United players, you might be right for a couple of months, but I think you're vastly overestimating Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as an interim manager, permanent manager, whatever it may be. Like, the best case scenario, if we bring in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer this season, is he goes on a good run, we get top 4. Not playing the most fantastic football in the world, but we get it done. It's fragile, it's rocky, but we wrap it up. And then in the summer, we bring in the long-term guy, the one that should be here for a good couple of years. I swear to God, if Ole goes on a run and somebody is saying, put the contract down, let him put whatever numbers he wants and let him sign it, I will lose my mind.
I hope it happens, bro.
Oh.
I hope it happens, bro.
Oh.
Hey, man. Y'all got City next week? I'm on your side, bro. I'm a United fan next week, bro. Up the Reds. Is that what you guys say? I don't know.
Yeah. United.
I won't go that far.
Oh, okay. I'm saying this like we are gonna get Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That may not be the case.
It seems, I don't know. It seems like, from what I'm feeling, it seems pretty.
It does kind of seem. I mean, we are also in bed with Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick, I think, is the smart hire.
And why so?
He has better managerial experience over the past couple of years compared to Ollie. He's always been looked at in United as a little bit of a prodigy when it comes to managerial future. But I think the message it sends is not as much a slap in the face to United past.
Yeah.
Like Ollie comes back and it's the same vibe as Chelsea bringing Lampard back a couple of years ago to quote unquote steady the ship, and look at how well that went. Like I think Michael Carrick like is more of like an interim. I think he's more suited to the job. Like maybe if this was a first time hire, you can make the argument that Ollie is better. But the fact that we have had Ollie, been traumatized by Ollie, sacked Ollie before, you can't bring that guy in. So I'm almost anybody over Ollie, to be honest. Like Michael Carrick coming in is not some revolutionary thing.
Well,
but
Twitter disagrees with you. That's all I'm gonna say.
Really,
Everything. I'm just scrolling through the comps. It's like Ollie ball.
yes,
Give
he's
Ollie
doing
5
really
years,
well.
unlimited budget. He knows what he's doing. He prioritized the youth.
He doesn't know what he's doing, dude. He doesn't know what he's
But
doing.
hey, man.
And
it should
most
be fun.
importantly, like the thing that pissed me off with Ollie the most was that Ollie didn't speak up against his bosses. Ollie didn't say it how it was. Ollie was complacent of the Glazers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Ollie would never speak out against anything, like when the Super League was happening, or he would never
Remember
get
that
back in the
shit?
window.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
Or anything. He would never, ever, ever come out and say anything bad about his bosses. And for me, I would rather have the Amorim type of somebody that would just say it as it is, have a good communicator. But yeah, an Ollie lineup would be like Sonny Laman's in goal, Dallo at right back two of, you're probably thinking Maguire's in there. Yikes. And maybe Matthias de Ligt or Aiden Heaven, maybe. I don't know how that works. You're looking at Luke Shaw left back. Oh Jesus. You're looking at Casemiro in the midfield alongside probably Ugarte. You're looking at Bruno Cam, and you're looking at maybe Cunha left side and Burmo right wing, Sesko up top. The thing with Ollie was very like favoritism as well. So I don't know.
You're clearly struggling with this, and I'm sorry that this is.
I'm clearly struggling. I'm sorry that I'm like breaking up. This isn't
it's
good
okay.
for audio listeners.
It's
I'm like
okay,
just
bro. You're
pausing
not,
there,
bro. I
but-
just mean that you're clearly struggling with like the reality of what is your club right now.
Because I don't
I'm
know
like,
what the reality of my club is.
Damn, like
Blake.
what a sad place to be.
I'm just really pissed off at the media right now. I'm really pissed off at the media that was pushing the Amorim agenda for months and months and months with zero context, judging him like we're still the juggernaut that we once were. We're not giving him any patience, completely ignoring the context. And then he leaves, and then the problems are still there, and they don't put two brain cells together saying that, oh, maybe United had some deeper lying issues that Amorim couldn't fix because the recruitment wasn't there. Maybe United should bring a midfielder in January. Oh my God. Maybe Casemiro and Ugarte aren't fit to wear the shirt a lot of times, and them playing together is suicidal to this United team sometimes. Maybe, just maybe, United should have listened to Amorim saying that he wants input in the transfers, and maybe they should look to recruit somebody in January to fill that midfield position. But no, there's nothing, because the media is stumped. Oh my goodness, our guy that we said was the problem at United been sacked and they're still having issues? What is happening? Oh, let's go to the next segment. It just pisses me off, dude.
I didn't want to interrupt you. But I think we should probably go to. Let's go to the other side of Manchester. Why not? Because that's also in dire straits in some sense, not in the way that you're doing it.
Please
but-
carry this segment. I'm going to
City 3 draws on the trot, man. 3 draws on the trot, which as an Arsenal fan is freaking fantastic. But it's weird in Cityland. Like they just got Semenyo, which is great for them. And of course they got Semenyo. Why the fuck wouldn't they get Semenyo?
Jamie Redknapp, by the way.
What do you say?
Jamie Redknapp a couple of days ago was saying, "Oh, I don't know what's happening, but there are some rumblings. I'm hearing from sources that there might be a twist in the Semenyo tale.
Oh my God, bro.
You know, I'm hearing some rumblings of like a Liverpool or Arsenal. There might just be a hijacking to this deal, a la Cristiano Ronaldo snubbing City for United in 2021.
Sure. Okay.
There might be something
Yeah,
going
I
on.
don't know,
Literally
man.
40
Bro,
hours
just
later,
clip farming,
Semenyo's
bro. Just clip farming.
in a City shirt.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, like it's annoying. They probably need he's gonna replace Bernardo Silva. Probably, I think Bernardo Silva has had a fairly
he's getting up there, man. Like,
Fairly
I think he needs replaced.
unimpressive season, and it was an unimpressive performance from City. Like a lot of their chances came from Brighton, like being way too stubborn with playing out from the back. They were insistent on playing through City's line, and ultimately they did it well a lot of times. It's why they were so involved in the game. It's why they generated so many chances. But City were pressing high. There was like 3 or 4 times in the entire game, especially in the latter 10 minutes when they were trying to hold on to the draw, where they would just gift City the ball. There was a chance for Holland at the end that they should have missed. And then there was a chance for Brighton at the end of the game too. It was like pretty much a tap in and he just flubs it and it goes wide. Oh my God. But City, like their defense has like kind of looked okay. They're still conceding, but it's not to the rate that we've kind of seen before. But their attack is not clinical. So when your defense is now a guy who's just made his first team start and Kushinov, and your attack is Holland, and hopefully Semenyo comes in and is great, but you don't really know what you're going to get with a guy who's only played Bournemouth, really hit on the scene last year, really started playing well this season, has a big price tag attached, and you're expecting this front 4-3 to still work out the way it should be. I don't know. I think the issues are probably in defense at right back, maybe a new left back. Like I think there's a lot more issues in other places than getting a new winger, but this is how City do. This is how they run. They got all the money in the world, so maybe it'll work out for them, but I don't know.
I don't know why they didn't start Turkey, bro. I don't know why they didn't start Turkey.
Yeah, and that too. Cherokee, he came on and like he had the chance to give to Holland that he just absolutely.
Was it Doku that they played in this game? On the left?
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
It was.
they for a couple weeks there they were running Foden kind of on the left, Turkey on the right. I mean, like I say left and right, but they were kind of like interchanging,
they
playing
switched,
as like almost
yeah.
like 2 10s.
Yeah.
And then you had Reinders, Gonzalez, and Bernardo Silva behind them, and that seemed really solid.
Yeah,
I don't know why Pep changed it up.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe it was rotation. I don't know. Kaduolu on the right side, he was playing like more of an advanced.
Kadioglu?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't heard that name.
Yeah,
since Euro
but he was,
2024.
he was like, he had a chance in the first half. It was like a semi breakaway. Dude, Brighton, like their model of just finding players who can play well and like kind of shine in random moments continues to work. Like they are just a club. Ayari, I thought, controlled the game really well. They brought back Pascal Gross from Borussia Dortmund just this window, who's like a leader for them, knows the club. Like,
just in time to play United.
yeah. But like, man, like they defended well. It's such a positive result. And I'm even more mad about it because they had chances to win. They really did. It could have been a City 0 points or 2 points from the last 3 if they scored in that final couple minutes of the game. But City don't look good and they have United next. It's not going to get any easier for them. Sure.
I think it gets easier from here.
But United
yes.
usually in this Manchester derby,
it'll be
form goes out the window, right?
Yes, of course.
I don't know what Pep is going to do, where he's going to deploy Semenyo, but it has to work. Like this is getting dire for City right now because looking at their trajectory, they don't fix this ship. It's only going down. And I'm not just talking about this season. I'm talking about Pep potentially leaving in the summer. Your spearhead for everything that's gone right in this era, gone. Okay, great. Who replaces him? Maresca? Is that who you want? A Pep disciple? Sure. But is that something City fans want? Pep
I think after Pep staying, I think it is the next best option.
Sure. How does that translate? Where does he instill his mindset into his players? Do you get a new center back? Because what is Ruben Diaz and oh my god, and Gavardio going to be like, and John Stones, like they're aging. Like, what does that look like? What does the new defense look like? There's a lot of questions being asked of City right now, and usually their depth is so deep and they have so much quality all surrounding the pitch that we never had to really ask these questions. Now, their center back of Kushinov and Alien, who made his debut, I'm pretty sure, in this game, with Ake and Nunes at the back. That's not a City defense. It never has been.
Diabolical.
It's diabolical. Nico Gonzalez, who's played a lot better in this game, but is playing because Rodri still cannot start. He's not fit yet. And that's not a knock on Rodri, but it's a reality. Reinders has had moments this season where he's been great. Foden has had moments this season where he's been great, but it hasn't been consistent. So City need to figure this out, and hopefully for them, Semenyo can right the ship because he's electric. He can play on either side. He's versatile. If there's a player to help them get out of this rut,
If there's a player to get them out of this rut,
it could be him.
no, I don't think it's him.
Why not?
I think it's Margehi. I think they need Margehi. They've been linked to him.
We're not doing that, bro. If they get Margehi and there somehow isn't any financial sanctions after the what is it, 155?
115.
115? How are we letting this happen? How is this possible? Who spends 150 million in January twice in the span of 2 seasons? Who does that? How is that possible? Oh my God, is there not something wrong with the football, with the way they're run? How is that fair? How is that ethically possible in a competitive league? How is that fair?
Blake, I told you this 2 weeks ago. Are you going to regret not making any January moves? And you were like, you know what? We're in a completely fine place to win the league. But if City end up coming back, if Margehi does really well at solidifying that defense, slides right in, if Antoine Semenyo goes on a great run and City somehow wins the league from this position, then we're going to look back at January and being like, why didn't you do anything?
No, we're not. It's not our fault. How?
And I told you word for word, I'm with you on the conversation that I don't know how City can do this. Absolutely. Like this is bad for football, how they're able to spend so much, like, you know, state-owned club, like where is FFP, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The conversation we've had 1,001 times. Like, but that doesn't change the fact that, they're doing more than you.
By the way, this was a home game. I did not see filled seats. So, like, what's the thing? You have to, like, bring more money in than you spend or whatever? Like, that's the one of the base rules. You can only
lose a certain amount over a 3-year period.
I mean, if ticket sales are part of that, it certainly doesn't look like it's a big enough part to recoup that much money. Side note. But, like, it's not our problem. It is our problem, but it shouldn't be our problem that City are spending money. Like, we shouldn't be provoked to like counter spend when we're solid with what we have. That's not how this should work. It's just not, especially in the summer. Especially in the winter. In the summer transfer window, you want to go and like snag someone who you think can help your rivals. We did it with Eze. Sure, I totally understand that. In the winter January transfer window, when we're focused on the run of games that we have, you're telling me Arteta needs to like side agent Gehi? Like, I would love him in the team, but we just signed 2 center backs in the window. I don't know, man. It's just annoying. Again, I hope Semenyo flops for obvious reasons, but I kind of like the guy. I like the player, so he's definitely better than Doku. I'll tell you that for sure.
I think it's a terrible move. I think it's a terrible move for Semenyo. I think it's a terrible move for City. I don't see how this really benefits anybody in this agreement. I mean,
he's a good player, lad. Like, I don't really know.
He is a good player. He is. Omar Marmoush was a good player when he arrived at City last year, but have we seen that turn out to be a good transfer?
Yeah. Same with James Trafford, which again, Blake was right. Sorry.
And 2 things can be right at the same time, where you're bringing in a good player and we're not seeing that player as bad, but I don't know where he fits into the team and their current plans. Like, this move has stumped me. City have looked the best when it is Foden on one wing, Turkey on the other wing. They're kind of interchanging as sort of 10s, and then you have Reinders, Gonzalez, Silva right behind them. So if you're going to make a January move, I don't think the winger depth is anything that you really have to improve. Obviously, the center back situation right now is of much greater concern.
Yeah.
I would argue that a midfielder, maybe a Bernardo Silva future replacement, maybe a present replacement would be much more important to City at the moment. Like, maybe you could look at a left back option. Maybe you could look at a right back option.
Right back, yeah. Actually, side note, Nunez kind of played well in this game.
But I almost look at the last position City need upgrading in as a replacement for Foden or Ryan Cherky.
Well, can Ryan Cherky not play one of the 10s, though?
Ryan Cherky can play one of the 10s just as Phil Foden can play one of the 10s. But then you're in that same situation where it's either one or the other.
Yeah, and it's like you're in the middle. What does that really help? What does that solve?
You're talking about two
Yeah.
almost generational talents.
Yeah, that's fair.
Almost generational talents
Yeah.
that make City so fun to watch that you're having to not play. And I don't know, like, what, they just spent all that money for a Doku or Semenyo replacement?
Wait, Stefan Ortega is still a City player?
Like third keeper, yeah.
Oh my
He's
god.
he's
This
the new,
is- this
his-
is-
well, he was originally like Donnarumma was not supposed to be a City player.
No, I'm just saying though, this is what I'm saying. They just get whoever they want.
Of course they do. Because
Stefan Ortega is like genuinely was one of the best backup keepers in the league last season.
I know.
I can't do
And now he's playing the Scott Carson role. What is football?
Shut up, Scotty Carson, bro. Shut up, Scotty Carson. Do you want to go to anywhere else?
I mean, what do you think of the Semenyo move?
I guess my thing is, you can tell by my reaction, is that I'm not like super scared about it. Like I think he'll do well for them. Like he's gonna score, he's gonna get his GA, and he's gonna like run down the wing, give them a different option, right? He's not a game breaker. Like I was scared when they got Marmouche, and rightfully so, because Marmouche hit the ground running. He was very good, but now he doesn't. I think he's injured right now, but he doesn't really play. I think he'll do well. I don't think, like you said, he's the position of need. It's a center back, it's a midfielder, it's a left back, could be a right back, but I don't know. Pep and the board have a plan, I guess. Omar Sheikh, is that his name?
Sheikh Mansour.
Sheikh Mansour, not Omar. I don't know why I said that. I was
Good
thinking
guess,
Omar Marmouche. Anyway.
Where has he been, by the way?
I know. I that's what I was saying. Is he hurt? Like, I don't even know. Omar Marmouche is. Oscar Bob is hurt. Nah, bro. He's there.
See, it's just it gives Omar Marmouche vibes, and
Yeah.
it's
just not
again not saying that he's a bad player. It's just where does he fit in here? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I really don't understand.
No, I'm with you. Okay. Tottenham lose again. I mean, again, this is like the similar situation with Manchester United at this point, because there's nothing really to say. Bournemouth haven't won a game since like October, guys. Like Bournemouth, although they're kind of a fun team, they haven't won a game. They have not won a game since like October or November.
Yeah, late October.
It's been months, and they come up against Tottenham. And look what happens, man. Like in the best way possible. Semenyo gets his fairy tale ending, scores a banger from outside the box to put them to bed. And like, sure, Tottenham, they did their Tottenham thing. They played Thomas Frank ball. They had like possession, created a tiny bit of chances, and lost the game. Like, what else is there to say about this horrendous appointment, this horrendous club, and how they're playing right now?
He needs to go.
He needs to go so bad.
Thomas Frank needs to go.
The Thomas Frank,
I've been saying
it's
that.
crazy. It's crazy that the one guy out of like the Maresca, Amarim, and himself, Thomas Frank, out of those three, two of them have already been sacked. Thomas Frank's the one that should have been sacked well before any of those guys. Mm-hmm. So like, and you want to know what's crazy too? Out of those three teams, two of those managers have been sacked. Guess where those positions are? Top
Higher
10.
than where freaking Tottenham are.
Tottenham are literally replicating their awful season that they had last year, and nothing is being done about it. I don't understand what is going on with this club. There's no direction. You want to talk about a shitty board? They clearly don't know what they're doing.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't really have much to say.
And then the cherry on top was the Arsenal Cup.
Yeah. Oh my God. What the fuck was that? Oh my God.
So apparently, since Arsenal had been in the away dressing room before Tottenham at Bournemouth, there was still some Arsenal cups lying around the dressing room.
Yo, Loki.
And Thomas Frank, like
Loki
without
conspiracy
noticing-
theory. Yo, Thomas Frank did that to get sacked.
You think so? No. I think Thomas Frank. No. Thomas Frank came out afterwards in the press conference,
Right, of course.
and was going like to think that was on purpose. Like he actually looked apologetic. To be fair,
Well, yeah, of
I think if he
course.
really wanted to get sacked, he would have gone to the press conference and been like, "Who cares?" That would have.
Yeah, maybe.
That would have
Maybe.
struck the nerve
Maybe.
of somebody that wanted to get sacked.
Yeah.
But it was very, very stupid. He said he would never have done it if he didn't if he had realized it was an Arsenal Cup, and I believe him. But still, it's hilarious.
Like the thing with Tottenham, I'll say very quickly is that what I think was one of their strong points in seasons past, their defense is nowhere near what it used to be. Vicario is largely overrated, in my opinion. The fullbacks, I don't know. Pedro Porro is just not the same guy. I know because I don't pick him in FPL. Like, it's Tottenham, but like he's just not. He's not. No one's talking about Pedro Porro. He was one of the best fullbacks in the last couple of seasons. No one's talking about him right now. Romero's been solid. Van de Ven, solid at times.
There
not
were
solid
reports
today.
coming out that Mickey Van de Ven was looking for a move out of Tottenham.
It wouldn't surprise me.
And I'm going straight off memory, so I don't know how reliable these links are. But I don't know. I think he's a fantastically talented center back.
Me too. Me too.
So if he ends up leaving Tottenham, then wow.
It could happen though. It could happen.
Absolutely, it could happen. I mean, I wouldn't want to be at Tottenham right now. Are you kidding me?
Nope.
FC Barcelona have added Mickey Van de Ven to their transfer targets for next summer. The defender wants to leave Tottenham and would love to join Barca. The club trusts this summer there will be the necessary resources available to face a high-level signing like this. So interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
This is, never mind.
What source?
Indy Kylo.
Okay. Yep.
Yep. Okay, so Mickey Van de Ven is staying at Tottenham for the next decade. Anyways, for anybody that knows the Indy Kylo lore, then you know.
They finessed a lot of people, including myself. Let's just say that.
Yes, me as well.
Let's go Barca then, because Prem other things are not that fun besides Newcastle winning and Chelsea losing again. Actually, Chelsea we should probably touch on quickly. They lost to Fulham, and Rosenior it wasn't his first game in charge, but he was in the stands watching.
Yeah, so I think it's same conversation around Rosenior, really. Like, he's had like some interviews now talking about the position, his philosophy, what he expects, why he took the move and stuff. But yeah, I guess
I kind of feel for the guy.
I do feel for the guy.
Because you're put in an impossible situation. You are David, and what you need to do is beat Goliath, is essentially what it is, right?
Yeah.
You're nobody in the totem pole, and you're taking a European giant, should be European giant, and trying to revive them to a semblance of what they are with a board that has a policy of pretty much only buying under 25 players. So if you want experience, you want like to fast track this results, because like Maresca got sacked essentially for the same reasons why Amorim did, sure. But Maresca also realized that the way that this club was run and the plan going forward was not sustainable for him to be successful or the club. So he wanted clearly something to change, and he asked for something to change. I don't know if Rosenior will ever get to that point because he's such a seemingly club yes man, because why else would he be here? He's so lucky to be here. It just seems like he's kind of just there to do a job. Yeah. And whatever happens, happens. And like, is his input besides like putting a formation on a pitch that impactful? I really am not sure.
I was making the point to you last week that like, if Crystal Palace lost Glasner, would they be looking at a Liam Rosenior? No. If Leeds United sacked Daniel Farke, would they be looking at a Liam Rosenior? Would Nottingham Forest be looking at him? Would Everton be looking at him? Would Sunderland be looking at him? Would Fulham be looking at him? Like, no. Yeah. So why in the world are we even trying to pretend for a moment that he is Chelsea level? He's absolutely not. I'm even like, even if I was Liam Rosenior's friend, I tell him not to do it. I think this is career suicide for Liam Rosenior. I understand from his personal perspective, like it's a dream club for Liam Rosenior. He gets to be closer to his family, which he mentioned in an interview, and I think that's a poignant point that we must not forget.
Yeah, it matters.
But, you know, I think what would have been ideal for Liam Rosenior is to finish out the season at Strasbourg, maybe do a couple more months there on top of that. But within 12 months, like, you could have the resume for a Premier League job, and you could start out at a Crystal Palace. You could start out at somebody getting promoted. You could start out at something where you're in a position where you could then raise your level even more. So then at least the big clubs are wanting you on merit. But then you question, at Strasbourg, is he even in a position under Blueco where he was even allowed to do something like that?
Probably
Because
not.
would Chelsea allow the bright young manager of their sister club to be taken from another team in the Premier League? Probably not.
Nope.
So it's just a lose-lose situation for Liam Rosenior. And I feel bad because I feel like I feel like Chelsea are very on the cusp of something, but
Sure.
but I don't think it's going to be him.
Yeah.
And I think Liam Rosenior is always like the sacrificial lamb that Chelsea are going to need to go through for the board to realize, you know what, this doesn't work. Let's just bring in a highly experienced and well-adept manager to help us steer this ship because it's not going well right now.
For sure. On the pitch, though, we need to talk about Cole Palmer. It's been almost a year of absolute garbage. And that's
Not
honestly,
garbage, midness.
I'm not talking about the Club World Cup. Take that out of it because,
I think you can't take the
well,
Club
no,
World
I'm
Cup
going
out of it.
to because the Club World Cup, I'm sure Chelsea fans don't give a shit about that right now. It was fun in the summer. It was great. Cole Palmer has not played well. He didn't play well coming back from his injury, and this season he hasn't played well either.
Yep.
You look to those stars to get you out of these ruts. They need to drag you across the finish line, get a goal, get an assist, even just have a good game.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been happening for him. And is Cole Palmer this player? No. Cole Palmer is better than this. We know this. He showed up in the Euros final. Like he scored the goal.
Yeah.
The tying goal,
he
right?
made it 1-1. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's him. He's a fantastic player. But whatever is wrong with him right now, whether it's confidence, whether it's a lack of fitness, whether it's just not falling for him, he needs to get it figured out. And that's Liam Rosenior's number one job. You sit down with Cole Palmer and you go like, dude, like we need you. That should be his number one job because that's who's going to help you get results. That's who's going to help get Chelsea fans on your side. You get the star back to playing the way he should be. That's a really good way to start your tenure off.
I think there was a quote from Cole Palmer or his manager at the time, whatever it may be, after he had that ridiculous season with a whole bunch of GA. And he basically said, like, I'm never going to have another season like this.
Yeah.
Never going to have another season like this. Like, Cole Palmer, I remember last year there's a little period where he was putting up good performances without getting that GA. So that narrative kind of built until you're seeing like he hasn't scored in like a, 8 month or something like that. Whatever. But you're absolutely right. He's a fantastic player.
Yeah.
Are we almost entering one season wonder territory? Because I also think like it's almost not his fault because of how heavily the Cole Palmer marketing agenda went.
So good,
like how much
bro.
the media loved him, how much attention they gave him, and almost how much they artificially boosted his profile and his ability in the eyes of a lot of fans.
Maybe, and maybe one season wonder, he'll be like one of the best one season wonders out there. Like he'll be a one season wonder, but his actual normal version of himself is still pretty solid. But it's getting to that point, man. The Chelsea team they had an awful game. Cucurella cooked it for them, but he has that in him. So
there's clearly talented players on this field. Like, is there a world where like
they're close?
Because I think they're close, dude.
They're closer than you two.
Oh,
Spurs and United.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, some could even argue they're closer than Liverpool.
But that's the thing, though. Is this appointment of Rosenior not like a white flag? I swear, I hate quoting Rory Jennings. But I'm going to. But he said that, like, one of the Chelsea owners was saying that, like, we want to create a sustainable product where we, like, recoup money and on-field performances are not prioritized. I was like, an owner said that? If an owner actually did say that, oh my God.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not as close as we think. Because if that's the goal and you're blatantly saying that to like the media. Jesus fuck, I don't even know what I do in that scenario as a fan. So anyway,
Yeah, I mean, like, look, we've been saying this with Chelsea. Like, we were literally saying it the week before Enzo Maresca got sacked. Like, I was on here like 2 weeks ago talking about like they're closer than we think because we're saying no experience, and we're seeing that. I think that's why they're not the next level that maybe some would say they should be right now. However, like these players will get experience, and they're getting that experience playing together. And I think Maresca, you could argue, was the right man for it. But if it's not Maresca, then they need somebody to come in and harness that.
yeah.
I just think all they needed to do was hire the right manager, and I think they whiffed on this one.
Fair.
So there is also a world where Liam Rosenior comes in and he is just tactically enough, and the players like him and they play for him, and we actually end up having a conversation where it's like, you know what? Vincent Kompany situation, like how much is the manager's ability? It's a question mark for a little bit, but eventually the team starts playing really, really well and everything clicks, and you know, we almost stop talking about that.
Fair.
But, you know, I don't know.
Quickly, just want to shout out Leeds and Newcastle. Game of the season contender. Wasn't game of the season, but like it was a lot. The 90th plus 10 minute winner from Harvey Barnes was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of good. And Leeds are playing good football. Like I think they're going a little underrated because of the start that Sunderland had.
Mm-hmm.
But like there's a really good chance that we have two newly promoted teams staying in the Prem. So shout out those two.
I want to give 2 shout outs of my own here. One is to PSG.
Yep.
Who won the Super Cup final yesterday against Marseille. Not just saying on the surface is a massive achievement for PSG, but in the way they won it, because they were literal seconds away from giving Marseille their first trophy in like 13 years.
Oh my God, Antoine would have died.
And Gonzalo Ramos tied the game up in the 95th minute.
Wow.
After Pacho had scored an own goal in the 87th minute.
Wow.
To make it 2-1.
That's crazy.
And then PSG won quite comfortably in penalties. I have a quote here from Antoine. He said, Chevalier, man.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Chevalier seems to have a lot of Donnarumma in him, especially the way Antoine talks about him. He either loves him or hates him, and there's no in between.
0.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of any PSG player.
True.
Shout out to them. And then also shout out AFCON.
Yeah.
I'm not coming on here like, you know, I don't have much knowledge of like specific games here, but I saw that there was the situation with the DR Congo fan. I don't know if you've seen that. There's basically a really famous DR Congo fan that would stand in the stands, not sit like everybody else, but stand there posing like this for 120 minutes straight. And he did that for every single game.
Wow.
He would just stand there posing. Like he had a couple of poses.
Would he celebrate or no?
No, he wouldn't celebrate. He'd stand there like a statue. I don't know if he was trying to recreate like some sort of like historical figure. I don't know what the situation was. I'm uninformed, but like he would just stand there.
Wow.
Like unfazed. The first time he showed any little bit of emotion through the whole tournament was when DR Congo went out to, I believe it was Algeria.
Okay.
He toppled over.
Like, what do you mean toppled over?
He still stayed in the same place, all stiff, but he fell over. The crowd around him caught him, and they carried him out of the stadium like a casket.
Oh my God, bro. AFCON, bro. AFCON never disappoints.
Hold on.
That's crazy.
Oh, so funny.
Yo,
Hold
AFCON
on.
never disappoints, bro.
Let me see if I can find the picture.
I've been told to tap in and like I want to.
So this is him, Patrice Lumumba.
Okay.
So he would
Valid.
just stand there,
Shout out Patrice,
standing like this for an entire game.
Shout out Patrice.
This is him.
Oh no,
And
bro.
he just fell over and got carried out.
That's crazy. Yo, shout out the fans for doing that, bro. Hey, you know what? That's passion. The AFCON fans, that's the one thing I can say. The African fans, bro, they ride for their countries. Like, they take over when they played Canada, when Nigeria played Canada, bro, the whole stadium was Nigerian fans, bro. Like they
so
ride.
that is actually like cinema.
That's a cool story. I
They
like
named
that.
a street after him.
That's amazing.
in DR
He deserves
Congo.
it. I love that.
Yeah. And then the other thing was, I think it's Algeria versus Nigeria. Algeria versus Nigeria tomorrow.
Okay.
And that is
I'll tap in.
that is like a fire.
I'll tap
game.
in.
It's
I'll
a
tap
fire
in. I'll
game.
tap in.
Like Alex Iwobi just put up an absolute heater for Nigeria in the heart of midfield, playing like Iniesta out there, I hear.
Well, on that note, we do have a special segment, a short segment, nonetheless.
Hmm.
We're talking about, in the honor of AFCON, players that play better for their country than their club. And I feel like there's a lot more than you would actually think.
Yeah, the worst players that are good for their club, I feel like.
The worst.
Like the terrible players that always turn up for their country.
For their country. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that can do it. Yeah. So, like,
Did I butcher that?
nah, because, like, mine aren't always terrible players. Like, I think one of them that should be on there is Harry Maguire. Especially as of
Yes.
maybe a couple years ago, because
Yes.
he's been integral to United as of late. But like Harry Maguire in general is like, why the fuck is he on the England team? What the hell is he doing? And then he's just like solid, amazing, a brick wall, like every fucking tournament.
I'm thinking of Portuguese players.
Yeah, hit me.
I'm thinking of like, especially in the 2010s, we had our wingers were Nani and Quaresma.
Yeah.
Those guys were playing like Turkey.
Yeah.
And like and then they would come to Portugal and they were scoring Travellas and they're scoring bangers and they're skilling on everybody.
Yeah,
and,
bro.
and they were insane for Portugal. I remember that.
I like that.
You'd have to think of Ochoa.
I was thinking of Ochoa because,
Mexico.
like, bro, the whole narrative too. I think he's not retired. So I'm
No, they're thinking about bringing him back for the 2026 World
so he
Cup.
is retired.
Or he's in
Retired
some
from the whatever
depths of whatever.
Yeah, I don't know where he plays, but like, sure, bring him back. I have another keeper, bro, Emi Martinez.
Oh, yeah.
I think you have to put him in there because he sold everyone the fact that he was a world class keeper
Yeah.
from one tournament.
Well, while he may be overrated, he may not be a bad player. Let's be real.
All right, fine. Fine.
Alex Iwobi for Nigeria lately.
I like
we
that.
mentioned it, but
Yeah.
he hasn't been bad for Fulham.
But
really.
he's not a standout. Like I feel like there's like a Wales player that we're missing. Like there's got to be like a Wales player that's shit.
And on Canada, Jacob Schaffelberg, rotting in Nashville, and then would come
Yeah.
to Canada and start
Actually, I
cooking.
think he got traded to LA.
He did. Yes,
Yeah.
I saw that. Is he actually going to get used there,
don't
or
fucking know.
yeah,
I have no idea.
I mean, who knows?
Like I don't know. Josh De Silva is Jay De Silva. Sorry, I was like, what? I was like, Josh De Silva is Welsh. This is Jay De Silva for Cov, Cindy.
Trying to think of any other Canadian players. Maybe Steven Eustachio doesn't really pull up trees.
Yeah, like
for
honestly, a lot of the
Portugal.
Canadian players, like I mean, I would put David in there, but he's kind of
He doesn't do much.
he doesn't do much for Canada either. But like a player like Tajon Buchanan, who's just recently gotten a lot of game
that's a
time for
good one.
Villarreal.
That's a good one.
But like before that, when he was at Bruges, when he was was he in Serie A for a second?
Yeah, he played for Inter.
Inter.
Yeah, he was at Inter.
No game time, and he just did not get the performances that you would have liked from a player with
Even
a
the
lot of
game
quality.
time that he deserved.
Yeah,
But for
So, yeah.
Canada, he was always
it's a
ball.
fun little segment. I feel like there's like a couple more. I can't really
I
think.
feel like there is a couple of more. Like
I
I'm
know.
trying to think of different countries. Like Nabil Fekir, I remember would put in some good performances
Yeah,
for France.
yeah.
Who's their striker? Oh my God, who's their striker? Not Giroud, not Benzema.
Like-
Gignac.
Yeah, Gignac.
Gignac was playing in Mexico and then starting in a Euros final.
Can I put forth Odion Igalo? Perchance?
You may.
Perchance.
You may.
Nigeria, his stats, 28 games, 16 goals. That's fucking really
Fire.
good. In Al Hilal, 60 games, 43
Dude,
goals.
he's a Saudi Arabian legend.
Bro, maybe
Like,
I'm just not
maybe he's not
aware.
actually fit for
Yeah,
that
maybe
argument,
he's
but-
too good for this fucking valuation, bro. Like someone like Eduardo Vargas, you remember him?
Oh,
That
good
was
shout.
that was like the Chilean guy.
Good shout.
He used to play for Palace, but he always I think he was like integral to
Yep.
that their Copa America win.
Maybe Chicharito.
Yeah,
in
that's a
there?
good one too, bro. It's like these underrated ballers that just you kind of know them for their performances
Yep.
in tournaments internationally, but at the club level, they just
I don't know if there's any U.S. players that fit.
they're all
that.
shit.
They're almost they're kind of disappointing for both a lot of the time.
Yeah,
don't
I mean,
know.
except Pulisic. Pulisic has a really good couple years.
Brandon Aronson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm chilling on that.
Like the players that play well for for the United States, like you're not really looking at as like underperforming for their clubs necessarily.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of some Josh Sargent, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't have the U.S. knowledge like that, really.
No. That's a good few names, though. I like that.
That's a good few names. Okay, so then I think we can wrap up this episode, unless you want to, do that other thing.
I mean, like, should we save it till when I think Antoine's back next week,
hopefully?
hopefully?
I think we need Miles back.
Yeah, I think we need Miles back because...
Score check for FPL real quick.
Yeah, do it quick.
But that's it. Me and Blake are tied right now for third place on the same amount of points. Miles is only, I believe,
It's like 18 points.
like 18 or 19 points behind Antoine, who is 48,000th in the world right
It's
now.
utter woke nonsense.
So Miles has gone from like 5 millionth in the world to like pushing top 50K. Something's happening here. So investigation is underway for that. I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk.
Let me
I just want to talk.
Bro, he is... Yeah, his stats are
Insane.
disgusting.
Insane.
He's top 4,000 in the U.S., top 15K for Arsenal. Yeah, he's top 100,000 right now. So
Fair. Yeah. Okay. On that note, everybody, this has been another episode of the 6 Yard Box Podcast. If you're listening on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, give us a cheeky little 5-star rating and let us know how stupid that was of Gabriel Martinelli.
we out.
We out.